Donkey Kong and Super Mario, games that shaped that genre. Despite their differences, they're both platformers, with Super Mario being a side-scrolling platformer, a type of platformer we associate with most modern platformers, and Donkey Kong being a classic platformer where everything happens on one space. The latter option is the genre of platformer we'll be talking about in today's episode of Let's talk about two game development companies called Universal and CBS Electronics, as they are ready to make a game based on a top-down digging and trapping game by the name of Haikyuu Alien, or Digger for anyone who doesn't speak Japanese like me. They got help from Kazutoshi Ueda to make this game, but instead of adding a top-down view like in Digger, they went with a side view similar to Donkey Kong, and thus Space Panic was born. But what is it even about? Well, let's talk about that now. You played as a human with a shovel who had to dig up holes to trap aliens and then base much send them into the shadow realm by smacking them out of said holes. But be careful, as aliens can change into different variants if they stay too long in a hole and will move fast after escaping. Think about it like that one Mario game where you knock out enemies and kick them to the void, but the shovels and aliens instead of plumbers and crabs. But unlike that game, you didn't need to worry about being touched by turtles and flies, as the aliens just walk past you. And instead you had to only worry about suffocating due to lack of oxygen, as you had an oxygen meter that would drain every second, and if it reached zero, your health would go down until... So yeah, it sounds difficult spliffing aliens while being under a time limit, so you had to be skilled at later levels of this game. Well, how did it do in arcades or consoles? Well, let's find out now. It did amazingly when it was released in November 1980 in Japan. It tied 14th place as Scramble and Jump Bug as the highest grossing arcade video game of 1981. But how about outside Japan? Well, it obviously failed. It didn't gain as much excitement in America as it did in Japan. Any reviewer magazine stated that the game did not gain traction due to it being a dig-em-up. Yes, that is a real genre, so it was forgotten until a clone of it called Apple Panic was released the same year and outsold it in terms of computer sales. Man, I honestly feel bad about Space Panic. Imagine being succeeded by your own clone. That's rough. Space Panic was an obscure game of its time and was doomed to fail, but it's still the first platformer and has been given respect for being the first platformer. Even though we can all agree Mario is better in every way. Well, that's all we have for today's episode of The Best in Gaming. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you'll come back for more episodes. I would recommend that you subscribe and turn on notifications to be informed on when a new video is released. Like if you enjoyed the video, comment about what you thought about it, and reply to my comment for the video suggestion. Anyway, later nerds.